Just lasted 3 months. Chinese electric vehicle giant BYD only got to be the world's top EV seller for a single quarter.
What if I told you that the next big thing in electric vehicles isn't the car itself? Imagine this. You're cruising down a highway, not in a Tesla or a Porsche, but in a quiet, affordable EV that charges in under 30 minutes, never overheats, and doesn't need rare, blood-stained metals from halfway across the world. Sounds impossible? Well, it's already here.
BYD have announced that their newest EV platform is going to be capable of charging at up to 1 megawatt of power, which is really an unprecedented jump forward for the passenger vehicle market.
Join us as we dive into the details of a technological shift so bold, so quietly disruptive, that it might just leave giants like Tesla and Volkswagen scrambling. Because this isn't just another battery, this is a blade. The battery problem no one wanted to talk about. Imagine this. You're stuck at a dimly lit charging station off the interstate. It's 11 p.m. Your EV is only at 40% battery, and you've already been waiting for nearly 25 minutes. The screen on the charger flickers. 35 more minutes to go. You sigh, frustrated, not because you're in an electric car, but because the future we were promised feels slow and vulnerable. This has been the quiet frustration of millions of EV owners and skeptics alike. For all the advancements in electric vehicle technology, the sleek designs, instant torque, zero emissions, one component has stubbornly refused to evolve fast enough: the battery. For years, batteries have been the Achilles heel of the electric revolution. Too slow to charge, too prone to overheating, too expensive to mass produce, and perhaps worst of all, they're deeply entangled in an ethical and geopolitical minefield. Materials like cobalt, nickel, and manganese, staples of modern lithium-ion batteries, are not only scarce and costly, but often sourced under troubling conditions in regions like the Democratic Republic of Congo. Cobalt, in particular, has become infamous. Linked to child labor, dangerous mining practices, and environmental degradation, it has cast a long shadow over the very industry trying to save the planet. Yet automakers have remained locked into this flawed system, too entrenched in old supply chains to pivot easily. That's where BYD enters, not as a disruptor with empty promises, but as a silent force, building something radical behind the scenes. While Tesla grabbed headlines and Volkswagen poured billions into retrofitting factories, BYD did something almost no one expected. They reinvented the battery. In 2020, they introduced the Blade battery. At first, the name raised eyebrows. Was it a gimmick? A branding stunt? But the more engineers and insiders looked under the hood, the more they realized. This wasn't just a new battery. It was a weapon. One that could cut through the most critical limitations of EV technology. The Blade battery didn't use cobalt. It didn't use nickel. Instead, it was built using lithium-iron-phosphate, LFP, a chemistry that had been around, but was often dismissed as less powerful. BYD dared to think differently. They tested the Blade battery in conditions other manufacturers would consider absurd: nail penetration tests, crushing tests, extreme heat exposure. While traditional batteries caught fire or exploded, the Blade battery stayed calm, stable, and intact. It was safer, cheaper, more ethical. And yet it barely made headlines. But that silence wouldn't last. Because what BYD was really doing was preparing for their next move. A move that could shake the foundation of the global EV industry. Inside the Blade, the technology Tesla should fear.
Why do you laugh? BYD is trying to compete. Why do you laugh?
Have you seen their car?
The evolution didn't stop with the first Blade battery. Behind closed doors, in the research labs and gigafactories of Shenzhen, engineers were working on something bigger, faster, and more efficient. The result? BYD's next-generation Blade battery, a battery that doesn't just compete with the best lithium-ion batteries, it threatens to render them obsolete. Let's break it down. At the core of this revolution is energy density. The new Blade battery now offers 190 watt-hours per kilogram, a staggering 27% increase from the original. To the average person, that may sound like tech jargon. But what it really means is this: more miles, more power, and no added weight. Think of it like upgrading your phone battery to hold 30% more charge without making the phone any thicker. That's what BYD did with electric vehicles. And then there's charging speed. This is where things get thrilling. With the second-generation Blade battery, you can now charge from 30% to 80% in just 30 minutes using a 110 kilowatt DC fast charger. Suddenly, EVs aren't slow to charge anymore. They're practically gas station fast. But that kind of speed usually comes at a price. More heat, more stress on the battery, and a shorter lifespan. BYD tackled that too. Their new thermal management system is nothing short of engineering wizardry. Rather than relying heavily on cooling systems like fans and liquids, they redesigned the materials themselves to generate less heat in the first place. It's the equivalent of solving a fever not with ice packs, but by rewiring the body's temperature control system. How did they pull it off? Part of the answer lies in BYD's secret weapon: vertical integration. Unlike Tesla or GM, BYD doesn't just buy parts from third-party suppliers. They own the process. From mining the raw materials, to building the cells, to assembling the battery packs, they control every bolt, every wire, every circuit. That means no supply chain delays, no bloated costs, no mystery components, just relentless efficiency. The result? An EV battery that's safer, cleaner, longer lasting, and dramatically cheaper to produce. And now, with the second-gen Blade battery, BYD has sharpened its blade even further. It's not a prototype. It's not a concept. It's in production, right now. Who survives the Blade era? As BYD rolls out its newest Blade batteries, the implications are nothing short of seismic. Let's be clear, this isn't just about BYD making better cars. This is about changing the rules of the game while the competition is still trying to read the old playbook. Tesla, the undeniable king of the EV world, has already started using LFP batteries in some of its more affordable models. That alone should tell you something. But here's the catch. Tesla buys its LFP batteries from external suppliers. BYD? They are the supplier. Volkswagen, GM, Ford, they're all still married to cobalt-heavy battery strategies. Their factories, their investments, their workforce training, all tailored to tech that's quickly becoming outdated. To catch up, they'd need to redesign supply chains, revamp factories, retrain staff, and invest billions, all while BYD continues moving full speed ahead. And the government isn't waiting. Countries across Europe, Asia, and the Americas are offering subsidies, tax incentives, and mandates to speed up EV adoption. As BYD's battery becomes more affordable and efficient, regulators may begin pushing others to match its safety and sustainability standards. So what does this mean for the average driver? It means affordable EVs with longer range, faster charging, and zero fear of fires or cobalt guilt. It means that in just a few years, the barriers that kept people away from EVs, price, charging time, battery degradation, could disappear entirely. But there's another question, one that looms over every innovation that reshapes an industry. Who survives? Does Tesla pivot fast enough to match BYD's control over cost and chemistry? Do legacy automakers like GM and Volkswagen adapt in time or get left behind, clinging to yesterday's tech? And what happens when BYD's technology spreads globally, not just in cars, but in buses, commercial fleets, even grid storage? Because this isn't just a battery, it's a blade, and it's slicing through everything we thought we knew about the electric future. The automotive world has seen countless milestones: Ford's Model T, Toyota's hybrid revolution, Tesla's sleek disruption. But BYD's Blade battery might just be the next defining moment. A battery that doesn't burn, doesn't bankrupt, doesn't poison the earth. A battery that charges fast, lasts long, and cuts through the old rules like, well, a blade. So the next time you see an EV glide silently by, ask yourself, is it powered by a dream or by the future that BYD quietly built while everyone else was distracted? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Could this be the beginning of the end for traditional EV batteries? Or is it just the beginning of something even bigger? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this. The next video on your screen takes you even deeper into the battle for battery dominance. You won't want to miss it.